press here. Good morning, everyone. There's a bird on the flag of San Francisco. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes, obviously a reference to real ashes in this case, the great fire after the great earthquake. But San Francisco has used that analogy many times since. The most recent, the collapse of office workers and retail post-pandemic. This week, we're going to talk to a banker and an AI expert on how San Francisco is once again, like the phoenix, the bird, not the city. Let's start with the banker. DJ Kurtze is executive vice president of Five Star Bank. He says he's all in on San Francisco. You know, DJ, all in is a poker term often thought of as kind of reckless, devil may care. Those aren't really words that bankers tend to use. They tend to be, rather conservative and cautious, right?
Absolutely, Scott. Yeah. But I think when you're talking about the San Francisco Bay Area community, there's a lot of positive things that go with it. So we're feeling great.
Okay, now you say that it's a gold mine hiding in plain sight. Give me examples of what opportunities are out there.
Look, I think that there are a lot of just huge investors that are sitting on the sidelines and businesses in this community that have been waiting for an opportunity like this in this market, and there's a lot of positive sentiment around where the Bay Area is moving in general. And I think with that, we've got an immense amount of tech and AI in this space that not only fuels a lot of what's happening in the city and downtown, but also all the ancillary businesses and organizations that continue to support that sector. And
right, exactly. So I normally talk to, venture capitalists, and, we're going to put, $500 million in Anthropic or whatever it happens to be. In your banking case, you are investing in the small businesses that will surround all of these AI companies. Have I got that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So everything from, delis to coffee houses to what else?
Yeah, so the small, medium-sized businesses, business supply companies like AAA Business Supplies, Original Joe's, who you may know in the city,
Sure.
All of those that support the entire community, and then the nonprofits also that I think we've got a lot of philanthropic people that love this city and love the organization, and so. Organizations like the San Francisco Opera Guild and many, many others that we've continued to support, not only with how we support them from a banking and concierge banking service, but also redevelopment in terms of funds back into the community.
There's been a huge shakeup in this type of banking. I mean, Silicon Valley Bank obviously is the great example of that. Signature, you were there. What opportunities does this shakeup give Five Star Bank?
The opportunities are really, number one, the people and the bankers that are looking to make moves in their careers. And it's tough to take high quality talent and any industry and the banking industry and one. And so we've hired a lot of those bankers, especially from First Republic and then some from Signature as well. But then, it's tough to move a business banking relationship. And so the opportunity is businesses, organizations may want to move because they're now with an organization that they didn't necessarily choose to bank with originally.
Now, Five Star Bank is new to San Francisco, and if I've done my research right, there are two Five Star banks. Can you kind of explain what that's about?
I think there's really only one Five Star Bank, Scott, but there is one smaller one out on the East Coast that we sometimes get confused with, but we're the black and gold Five Star Bank, and here locally is the most important part of that, and we're headquartered out of Rancho Cordova, and we want to be the preeminent business bank in Northern California from a community and regional bank standpoint, and you can't do that without San Francisco and the Bay Area. And so we launched this about a year and a half ago, shortly after March 23.
What is the complexity of introducing yourself, as a new bank? I think that people would be familiar, for instance, with BMO because they just absolutely saturated the airwaves, but otherwise we had never heard of before. But what are the challenges of being a brand new bank in which people say, you're who now?
Yeah, the challenge is you definitely have to be able to tell the story. And I think it makes it a lot easier to tell that story when you hire high quality people that people already trust and have those relationships. But I think there's also so much of an opportunity in telling a new story because instead of people walking into that conversation with preconceived ideas about who you are, you're able to show them who you are by how you deliver with your service and product on an everyday basis. So it is a challenge, but it's a challenge that the team's done a very good job at.
So you have access to, the data that tells you that San Francisco will do well, where it's headed over the next year. What do businesses need to do to prepare?
I think businesses they need to really trust in advisors that they have nearby. I think it's smart that they continue to stay the path that they've had that's made them successful, while also trying to maybe reinvent themselves a little bit. And that's what we've seen with a lot of the companies that have been successful that we've continued to work with.
Bottom line, you're bullish on San Francisco.
We're absolutely bullish. We believe in San Francisco. We're excited about where the city's headed. And I think there's a lot of optimism with new leadership in town. And obviously there's big jobs and lots of things that need to be done to continue to make the city as great as it has been historically. But we're very bullish.
Well, I appreciate your time talking to us today. DJ Kurtze is the Executive Vice President at Five Star Bank. Thanks again. Press here. We'll be back in just a minute.